What's up? I'm Jonny Fandom, where I talk about all things fandom. Today, obviously, we're talking about Rocko's Modern Life. One of the greatest shows growing up. I just had a blast watching it. I loved it. It was a great show. And then as I got older, I realized maybe it wasn't such a appropriate show for me to watch. It's extremely dirty. So if you love Rocko's Modern Life, make sure you click the button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into today's video. Hold on. I don't think I'll be able to wear this the whole video, but you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it. So, Rocko's Modern Life was a fantastic show. I watched it every single day. I watched every single episode. I loved Filbert and his dog Sparky and his neighbors, the fatheads. It was just a great show. It was so funny. But it is just so messed up as a show. I mean, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break down probably the most dirtiest parts of this show that as a kid I had no idea. I mean, no clue that this was going on. And I'm kind of surprised my childhood had these messed up shows, and I'm like just surprised that my childhood had these crazy messed up shows and I turned out the way I am. I mean, look at me. I'm here on YouTube wearing Rocko's Modern Life mascot head, talking about how dirty the show was. The first one is Rocko and Heifer used to go to a restaurant called the Choky Chicken, which, you know, back in the day, I just think it was like, you know, Nickelodeon's version of KFC. Well, I was wrong. The Choky Chicken is obviously an innuendo for, yeah. And then there was the episode where Rocko lost his job and got a new job at the hotline. It literally said phone hotline behind Rocko, and he would answer the phone and talk to people. There was an episode where Mrs. Fathead called in and Rocko answered the phone guy going, "Oh, baby. And Mrs. Fathead's like, "Rocko?" And Rocko's like, oh boy, this is getting embarrassing. And behind him on the wall, it says, "Be naughty." It literally says, "Be hot, be naughty, and be courteous." So Rocko worked for a phone sex hotline. And as kids, we had no clue. This one's not a big deal, but Filbert would caution us a lot and be like, "Call me Ophelia." Okay, it's funny either way. Heifer used to live with a pack of wolves, and whenever Rocko would go over there to visit his friend, Heifer's father, who was a wolf, would always yell, "Let's eat the beaver," referring to Rocko being a wallaby, calling him a beaver. But calling him a beaver and saying "let's eat the beaver" is an innuendo for, you know, yeah. There's even a doctor character in the show called Dr. Bendover. Bend over. Get it? You got it. There's a donut shop called Felch Donuts. I am not going to explain why that is dirty. If you really want to know what felching is, Google it on your own. I am not explaining here. YouTube will definitely demonetize this video beyond belief. Then you had the superhero Really Big Man, which they emphasized his nipples like all the time. Before we continue with the rest of Rocko's Modern Life, 30 years history that we're going to take a quick break and a word from our sponsor, Raze Energy Drink. This is the best damn energy drink you will ever have. Trust me on that. Go to repsports.com, that's REPP sports.com. Use code Jonny Huey, save yourself 50% off. Get Raze Energy Drink. Awesome flavors. This one is watermelon frost. Fantastic. They also have other dietary supplements and pre-workout mixes. Go check it out today. That's REPP sports.com. Use coupon code Jonny Huey and save yourself 15% off. In one episode, Rocco's neighbor tries to drug him with Spanish fly. Now, the fat heads are toads and frog creatures, so of course they eat flies. But in real life, Spanish fly is actually a drug that irritates the downstairs. One of my favorite episodes was when Rocco and Heifer got these credit cards and just bought a whole bunch of stuff. Like, oh, it's a credit card. I don't have to pay for it. They got bagpipes. They got, Rocco got a painting of a clown in an iron lung. They got a whole bunch of cool toys, just stuff that they could never get before because the credit card had no limit, and they just bought and bought and bought until they realized they had to pay for it and had to give all the stuff back. But that card, the credit card company was called the All Scottish Show Organ Exchange Program Credit Card. If you look at that All Scottish Show, it spells ass. Rocco literally carried around an ass card. Rocco used to watch a horror show or horror movie that was called Night of the Shaved Kittens. I don't have to tell you what that means. Night of the Shaved. Okay, moving on. There was also an episode where there was a slug that was obviously watching porn. Well, not watching, reading a nudie magazine. And then you have this sleazy motel that was literally called No Tell Motel. There was one episode where Rocco literally grabbed the bear's nether regions and, there was one episode called The Flu Innuenza where Rocco has this flu and he goes to Dr. Bendova, which apparently becomes actually an escaped victim of like an insane asylum. And if you look at his doctor's office, he's got jars of like abnormalities and crazy things all over it. And it's a pretty gruesome, bloody scene. Just imagine, as a kid looking at this. And then at the end, Dr. Bendova, grabs Rocco that you can't see and asks him to cough. And then he takes the glove, makes Rocco bend over, and you don't actually see it happening, but you know what's happening. So don't get me wrong, Rocco was a fantastic show growing up, and I loved it, and I'll still love it. They had that new movie come out on Netflix, and I watched it. It was great. It was funny. It's a funny show. I'll laugh at it today, but I'll also watch it today and be like, wow, I watched this as a kid. Woo. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below if you watch Rocko's Modern Life. What was your favorite cartoon growing up? And hit that join button. You hit that join button, you get this awesome content here just for you. Only you can watch it by hitting that join button. You can also get access to future videos before I release them to everybody else. So hit that join button, check out the merch store while you're down there, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. But before you go, make sure you check out that video here and that video there, and go back and watch Rocco's My Life. You'd be like, wow, that was my childhood.